Hey lovelies, it is the season of giving, but of course, how do you know what you want to get for people that are trying to transition into cruelty-free and vegan lifestyle? What if they're actually doing this for eco-friendly reasons as well? So what I've done is I've come up with a few ideas for each different category for each different person in your life. So this is going to be a fairly in-depth video, so I do recommend maybe getting a snack, maybe getting a glass of wine if you're like me. And let's just jump straight into it. So I've got different categories and I just want to kind of label them just along here for you so you can see. So I'm going to be using cis terms for this, just because it's a bit easier when it comes to categorizing for gifts. But of course I'm a pretty gender neutral person, actually lots of these things do cross over. I'm going to be discussing men, people that like to cook, people that are on an eco-friendly journey, people that like alcohol, people who are children. You still gotta consider them. And I find that Christmas is way better when there's kids around. And then you've got items for her. I've got makeup specific items. What I've done is I've come up with a list of very useful products, and what I'm gonna do as well is down below I'm gonna have them all categorized, so then there's links. None of this is affiliated, none of this is sponsored. This is just stuff that I've been coming across, and I've been kind of gathering items from around the place, and I've actually already done all of my Christmas shopping, so this is like fresh on my brain right now. So let's just get started with what my personal favorite is, because this is what I find to be the trickiest thing to get for, and this is men. I'm just saying, like, Brandon, my fiance, he is the most difficult person to buy for, and it only comes across his mind sometimes with something he might want. So this is a wallet. Now, when it comes to guys and wallets, it's one of those items that you just so rarely buy, but it's actually a really thoughtful gift. So when it comes to wallets, it's something that guys don't normally buy for themselves. It's just like, oh, I don't know, this thing's like falling apart. They've had it for like 10 years, they've had it for ages. And finding a vegan one is surprisingly hard. Now, I came across this brand last year, and this is what I gave to Brandon last year. This is by Matt and Nat. I'm just going to cover up Brandon's cards, but so you can see, yep, that's how it is just by itself, and that had 5 cards in it. And so this is by Matt and Nat, and this is a totally vegan leather company, and like their designs, they're very, very sleek. It's also got a place in here for like any cash that you want. So when it comes to this wallet, Brandon doesn't like anything that's like really bulky. He just wants something that you can easily fit into your pocket, and this design is really, really chic. It's very slimline. So it's just one of those things that is a very useful purchase. It's not the cheapest, it's just, they've got a wide range of items. They've got items from bags all the way down to wallets, but a wallet is a very good one-off item that I would recommend getting. The next item is by Lush. If you have a man with a beard or any facial hair, even if you've got someone that just wants to be able to cleanse their face a bit better, Kalamazoo, man, honestly, this has been really, really amazing for Brandon's beard because he didn't really know exactly how to take care of it, and I talked to someone at Lush. They recommended this. I know that a whole bunch of people on YouTube use it, like Julian, when I'm on about Jenna and Julian, obviously I don't know another Julian. Like he used this a lot when he had a beard. Brandon has still been going through this. It smells really nice. It's not too feminine or masculine a scent, and it works really, really well at cleansing and softening your beard. This is just one of those gifts that is very, very useful. So if you've got a guy that you know in your life that has a bit of facial hair, this is a really, really good gift to get for them. It's cruelty-free, it's vegan, it's from Lush, and they're quite an ethical company, so I really like them. And don't forget to keep hold of your pots, because these, you gather 5 of them, take them back, and you get a free Lush face mask for yourself. And I'm like, so it's kind of like giving them a gift and giving you a gift at the same time. Just make sure they do not throw away this pot or try and recycle it, because you want that fresh face mask. Personally, my favorite is Cupcake. Just so you guys know, it's a very, very good face mask. If you have someone that you are on a more personal relationship with, underwear. This is strange, I know, but say if you've got a boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever they might be, underwear is just one of those very useful gifts. It's a step up from socks in my books, even though like Brandon has asked for socks multiple times, I'm not gonna lie. Underwear is just one of those things you can actually get really nice eco and ethical ones. One company I came across was booty.com.au, and they're their line is totally bamboo related, and so they've got masses of designs, and it all looks really good, and I'm actually quite tempted to try some of that stuff out. And the next one that I've been wanting to get for a long time, because I've heard about it so much on YouTube, is MeUndies. Now they've also got, it's a micromodal fabric. I know that they're very ethical as well, but it's just one of those things, if you're trying to get more into the ethical and eco-friendly side of stuff, it's a good consideration. The next thing is a difficult thing to find. However, I've found some good listings on Etsy. This is for a vegan belt. Now in New Zealand, most of the belts that we can find, they are made either of leather or of that really cheap tacky fabric that will just basically fall apart. So I'm looking at a bunch of different vegan belts, and there are so many different designs. So it's basically just around if your partner or anyone has an existing belt size, all you need to do is just measure that, and then there you go. You just go and buy it, and make sure you buy it in time, and it's a useful gift, and it's something that they'll use repeatedly, so it's not like something they'll just get and throw away and waste. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a meaningful experience which will last for a very long time, as opposed to just something that's like, boop, done. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, if you've got someone in your life that likes to go out for coffees all the time, or someone who just buys those bottles of water all the time, get them either a keep cup or a stainless steel water bottle. Now with the keep cups, for example, you can get a whole bunch of more fun designs now. You can like design the different lids and stuff, but they've also got Star Wars, and if you've got kind of a geeky person in your life, it's just something that's like novelty but also useful and fun, and something that they can just take with them everywhere, and it'll actually work for them in everyday life. And it's a very eco-friendly way to approach tackling a big problem, which is around the cups in our lives and the disposable things. Similarly with the stainless steel water bottles, now we're getting started on the people that like to cook. So this is from a more inexperienced part, because I love to kind of like experiment and try different things, or I look at recipes online. So as a bit of backstory, when we became vegan, I kind of didn't really know how to balance in terms of like the chemistry of foods, because the way that meat is based, it takes away a lot of acidity from food. So what I've done is I've curated my top 4 list of books that I reckon are very, very useful starting points of people that are just trying to incorporate more vegan things in their life, because sometimes it can be just overwhelming when it comes to looking up stuff online. So by just having this book, it's like, cool, I know I've got that resource. There are some people that love cookbooks, and there are 4 that I've been looking up online that I really like the look of and I think would be very useful. So the first one is the Edgy Venture Cookbook. By the way, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it now. Her recipes are amazing and they're so good. Like, they look deliciously tasty. She's got like naughty variations of stuff, and it's all vegan, it's all amazing, and she does amazing work. So that's just the Edgy Veg Cookbook. The second one, if you've got a sweet tooth and you're anything like me, you're like, I can't live without cake though. Don't worry, Katie Higgins has come to the rescue. So this is the Chocolate Covered Katie Cookbook. Now, I have been raving about her website for about 7 years. I've been hooked on so many of her recipes. She's got amazing pancake recipes, cake recipes, brownie recipes, everything. It's all vegan, and not only is it vegan, but it's more health conscious. So if you've got someone that loves desserts, get this book for them. I don't think that they'll regret it. Another thing, if you've got someone that likes to spend a bit more time in the kitchen and just like wow people, like, oh, but vegan food is just lettuce, get them the Oshi Glows cookbook. Now, I've done quite a few of her recipes and they are really delicious, so I seriously recommend getting this cookbook if you've got someone in your life that loves cookbooks. They'll get so much inspiration from it, and just do it, and it's beautiful. The Minimalist Baker Everyday Cooking Cookbook. So it's basically delicious recipes, very approachable. It's a really good way to enter into the beginner's guide of cooking vegan food, which is, you know, easy, approachable, delicious, nutritious, has enough protein, has enough this, just has everything that you need. I've also tried a whole bunch of the minimalist baker recipes. They've always turned out great. That's why I'm vouching for them. And if you got someone that is a little bit more like, ugh, it's just too floury, get them Thug Kitchen cookbook. Now this looks gangster. It looks, it just looks amazing. I've heard incredible reviews about it, so that would be the other cookbook that I would highly recommend. Next step is eco-friendly. So this is something that's quite near and dear to my heart. I've been really trying to make an effort this year in terms of reduce, reuse, recycle, no plastic, no this, no that. It's just, I've been really conscious about trying to do all that. So when it comes to other people that might also be this way inclined, there are some gifts that you could give to them to like really help egg them on in this. Obviously this is where you could do things like the keep cup and the stainless steel water jug, but there are other items that are very useful every day, and they'll always think of you when they're using them. First off is vegan food wrap. So you know how we've got the beeswax food wrap things? Vegans aren't so into that, but they've got alternatives for us that don't want to use animals or insects. So there's this item called Wrapper. So you can get it from Australian websites, and it's based on like it's still wax based papers, but the designs are really cute. And there's also this brand called Carla Cloths and another one called Keep Leaf. So there's a variety of different things that you can get, and they all look really good, very useful. I mean, like, you can put your vegan cheese in there, you can put sandwiches in them, you can put leftovers, anything that you would normally wrap in cling film, do this instead. Also, another item that I have come across and loved is reusable veggie bags. Don't get the nylon ones, get the cotton ones, because nylon is obviously still made of plastic. Cotton, not so much. I know that there's still a controversy around how fibers are made and how fabrics are made, but when it comes to getting a whole bunch of plastic bags every week or reusing these cotton ones that you can wash and use for years, it makes sense to me to buy these ones instead. Do you have someone in your life that likes to go on camping trips, or, you know, having picnics, or just taking lunches and there might not be cutlery at work? Get them some bamboo ones. So there's some really nice bamboo designs that you can get, and they look really good. Obviously bamboo is one of the fastest growing, easiest to grow trees that, are they trees? I guess bamboo tree? Yeah, they're trees. They're environmentally friendly, and you know, obviously these items, like, they'll be biodegradable as well. You can buy enough for the whole family if they like to go on camping trips or picnics somewhere. It's just a nice, thoughtful, useful gift. Also, if you've got someone that likes to have a fancy glass of a cocktail, or likes to have a smoothie, or just likes to drink out of a straw to protect their lipstick, get them some stainless steel straws. Like, there are so many out there right now. You can get coloured ones, you can get plain ones, you can get all sorts. It's another very useful, thoughtful gift, because we've all seen that video of that turtle, and I've cried about that. So I'm like, no straws thanks, I'm good. And if you've got someone that likes to take tea on the go, you can get these loose leaf tea bottles, which look beautiful. They're glass, so obviously glass is better as well than buying a plastic bottle. And it strains the tea, and you have it all in this nice little metal canister, so you're avoiding the waste which comes from the tea bags themselves. They look beautiful, and I'm really tempted to actually get some for myself. This is one thing that I would probably be adding to my wish list, to be honest with you. So now we're getting on to alcohol, which I can vouch you can get some very good vegan options for. Actually, this one, I will go grab the bottle for you right now so I can show you what it is, because I'm currently loving this rosé. So lovelies, this is my current favourite tipple. This is not just what I've been drinking today, okay? This is not just, I would be sozzled if this was just what I would drink today. So this is by the Natural Wine Co, and it's organic Pinot Rosé. Now, obviously, if you know anything about me, you know I don't give a toss about organic, because it's actually technically more harmful to the environment because of the yield wastage and a whole bunch of other stuff. A Natural Vegan's done a very useful video on it. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. Otherwise, just search a Natural Vegan GMO. But for example, you can still get vegan wine that tastes amazing. Now, when it comes to vegan alcohol, if you just want to take something round to someone and you go into a vegan household, there's really useful resources that you can check out. So there's one list which is called urbantaste.com, and that's got a very up-to-date list. I'll link that below. The one that I really like to use in New Zealand is by Vegetarian Society, and I'll link that down below as well. It's got a massive long list of vegan wine that they keep up to date. I actually found that one of the salves that I was having before used to be vegan, now it's not. So it's just one of those things that changes all the time, so it's really good to just check, and that's one thing I basically always have open on my phone so I can just check. This one I know is vegan. And again, if you're actually in New Zealand, Glengarry Wines has got like an entirely vegan range to their online store, so check that out too. Like, I'm excited to try the baby doll rosé, however it's been sold out for ages, so I'll just have to wait, but it is vegan. Another thing that is very Christmassy and I love is Baileys, but they've now got vegan Baileys. Again, in New Zealand, there's only 2 places you can buy it from, and it's online, so I can't even go in store and get it. But it looks amazing, and if you are anything like me, you're like, I'm just gonna have some Baileys on my ice cream, I'm gonna make a Baileys milkshake. That's one thing that Brandon and I love to do, is making a Baileys milkshake. So it's just wonderful, festive, it's a great drink. The next thing I want to talk about is children. So obviously, kids kind of make Christmas magical. Unless you're me and it's like Christmas is magical, whatever. So with children, there are so many different options that you can buy for them. But one thing that I feel like kids can miss out on and feel like they're really missing out on is the treats. So there's a brand called Move Free, and they do really great chocolate. So I've actually got the advent calendars for both Brandon and I by Move Free, and I think in the UK they're around about £3. They're a lot more expensive here, but it's just one of those things that it's just kind of like normalizing and making it kid friendly, because you know most vegan chocolate is like dark chocolate. This is more of a milk chocolate consistency, so it's much more friendly for kid taste buds if they really like sugar. So I highly recommend getting them at some like cute little Santas or something like that. It's just a nice little stocking stuff. I'll also list down below a website called Live Kindly. Now they have a massive long list of items. So the thing is, when it comes to getting stuff for children that is more like eco-friendly and kid-friendly and just approachable, there's a wide range of things that you can get, whether it comes down to books or stickers or vegan tattoos, I can't even talk. There's even like kid-friendly cookbooks for vegan kids, or you know, that just want to still be involved in the kitchen, because it's a great way to teach kids where your food comes from. It's something I've kind of held for a while now. If you can watch your food being prepared right from the start, right the way to the finish, then you're normally happy with it. If you can't handle the first portion of that up until it's chopped up into those packets, that's probably a sign that you want to change your ways, really. So this is a really good, friendly way for kids to get into like getting in the kitchen and getting excited about food and feeling like they're not missing out on anything. So I don't think that they are missing out on anything, but it might come down to other kids making them feel that way, or grandparents making them feel that way, or whatever. So it's just a really nice way that everyone can kind of get together and do something together, and they can have a bit more independence in learning themselves. Even when it comes down to buying like a stuffed animal or something, you could get them maybe like a cow or a sheep, or you know, like a duck. Something that you would traditionally see like being hung somewhere gross. You can just get them as something that's cuddly. This is for the women in your life, you know, the gal pals, this is for Galentine's Day, all that good stuff. So I'm just channeling Leslie Knope a little bit now. I have a hefty list which is mostly aimed at females now. So first off, I feel like, especially at this time of year, I know that this is like being incredibly backwards sexist, but it still happens this way. Christmas tends to fall on us females having to pick up the slack and do the work in the kitchen. be the ones that are doing the shopping, being the ones that are considering everyone else, being the ones that are organizing everything and trying to coordinate everyone and just trying not to tear our hair out and looking fabulous at the same time, and it's stressful. So I aim my gifts around self-care when it comes to females. First off, something that I personally really love is nice smelling things, whether it's like not really aromatherapy based, but you know, you just want to have something that's, you know, refreshing, festive, and when you walk in to the house after having a long, stressful day. Acquoia stuff. Now Acquoia is like totally, they don't test their stuff on animals, and it's cruelty free from the research that I've done, and they've got beautiful diffusers. I've actually got one here. Again, none of this is sponsored, but it's like anytime I come into this room, because I do my editing in here, but I also do my makeup in here, and this is just my makeup desk, and I love it. But they've got all sorts of candles and diffusers. I think that the diffusers are a bit more accessible because you don't need to have an open flame, and there are people that are afraid of candles, so a diffuser is a good way to go, and it's just a nice calming treat thing. The next thing I want to mention is again from Lush. Now Lush has never sponsored me, Lush has never sent me anything. I just support them because I really like the company and I really love their products. They've got amazing Christmas range of stuff. I personally love their body butters. Now, Sleepy is amazing for people that cannot get to sleep. It's this wonderful lavender infused just concoction of sweet dreams. Their charity pots are also really good. I believe it's like basically their dream cream, but I think that a few of the ingredients are a bit different. I'd recommend dream cream for people that have sensitive skin or cannot handle scents, or it's basically a formula that's great for soothing skin. If you are like me and you want to smell like a candy floss fairy all the time, get them Snow Fairy. This is literally candy floss glitter pink gorgeousness. I love it so much, and they've come up with a solid version of it now as well, so I find that it moisturizes my skin so great, and I love it so much. Keep you on the topic of Lush, why not get them a perfume or a way to enter into cruelty-free perfume? Now personally for me, my favorite scent from them is What Would Love Do. It's based on notes of lavender, it's got some patchouli in there. It basically smells like the most comforting hug in a flower garden, and it's a beautiful scent. But if you don't want to splurge and get the whole bottle, you can get these scent cards. And so basically, you know how back in the day when you used to buy a magazine, you used to like rub it on yourself? You do that with these cards pretty much, and then you smell like this, and it's a really easy compact way to like travel with it as well, as opposed to having to risk smashing a bottle. So that's another good option. You can maybe get them a couple of them, so then they can decide whether they want to get a like full-on stack of just those, or whether they want to get a full size perfume bottle. Speaking of nails, this is something that is easy to get in the cruelty-free world, but it is something that requires a little bit more effort because it's not as easy to buy in the stores, at least not for us here in New Zealand. This is something I buy online. I love my Ella and Mila nail polishes. Another thing I would recommend is their nail varnish remover. This is my favorite stuff I've ever used. It doesn't hurt my nails. It's soy based, and it kind of like, it protects your nails. I just really love their stuff, and they've got a wonderful range, and their fast dry top coat has been heaven sent. I'm not even lying. And they also have like different holiday sets. There's also another company called NCLA, and they do wonderful nail polishes as well. I know that Tashina from Logical Harmony, she loves their ones, and they've got, I know I've seen their duo sets and stuff. This is for my fellow makeup addicts. So you've got some people on varying ends of the spectrum, but when it comes down to it, there are a few very key essentials that you can buy for people, and I've just got a nice little neat list of them right here. The first thing is mascara. We have to throw this out every 3 months. It's a shame, but this is a very good time of year to kind of introduce people to cruelty-free and vegan mascara. So there are brands like I Have Horus, their Bio Lash Lift mascara is amazing. There are lots of different cruelty-free mascaras that you can buy, but when it comes to vegan, just make sure to go on the website and check the list, because a lot of them contain beeswax still, but some of them have candela wax instead and those sorts of things instead. So it is one of those things you'll need to research, and I'll have listed down below a couple of really good ones that I know. The next thing I want to bring up, this is for those people that are at different stages. I've got a more expensive approach all the way to a cheaper approach. So starting off with the expensive, this is MOTD brushes. Now I've had mine for a year. Yes, it's been a year now, and these are them. This is 2 different sets of MOTD brushes. They're all amazing. I used them today to create this look, but I find that the blendability, the way that the handles are done, they're nice and expensive looking. It's got a lovely rose gold finish. They are just so good, and I find them super easy to clean, care for, all synthetic, and they just match whatever you need to do on your face so well. So I love these brushes. They normally retail for 99 New Zealand dollars. However, I'm sure that in the US they're cheaper, but you can get them on sales as well. Then we're going a little bit cheaper. We're getting talking about Sigma brushes. So you can get these wonderful Sigma brush set. All of Sigma brushes are cruelty free. They're all vegan. They've got synthetic bristles in them, and I know that so many people love them. I've used them in the past and they perform really well. So it's another thing that you can get slightly cheaper than the MOTD ones. So again, that's something that I would recommend you get for someone if they are really into makeup as well and wanting to get some more makeup brushes. Going down a little bit cheaper again, Zoeva brushes. So you can get little travel sets for Zoeva, same as for Sigma. You can get travel sets for both of them. So it's a useful thing if you've got people that are on the go a lot, because I know a bunch of those people, and it's a wonderfully useful gift that will just keep going for like 5 years until they need to replace it. It's a long time to be using something every day. So a really useful present to give to people, and there's so many different varieties, lots of different price points within these brands as well. If you've got a budget that is quite a bit more pinched, the Wet n Wild makeup brushes are actually meant to be amazing. Personally, I haven't bought any because I've got the MOTD one, so I don't really want to go cluttering up too much more than what I already have, but I've seen so many reviews and so many people use them and they look amazing. If you have someone in your life that wants to get more eco-friendly, organic stuff, they're like, oh, I don't want to have all those toxic chemicals on my face. Everything's made up of chemicals, by the way. Don't fool yourself. The air you're breathing, the water you drink, it's all chemicals, okay? Just clearing that up. But if people want to purposefully avoid the nasty stuff, there are lovely brands like Adorn Cosmetics. Now, I've used these before and they've got beautiful mineral makeup, like absolutely stunning mineral makeup. The mascara is great as well. Blushes, bronzers, they've got beautiful eyeshadows. It's a bit more on the expensive side, but if you've got someone that really wants to have like the higher quality, organic, eco-friendly stuff, I really do recommend getting them into some Adorn Cosmetics. The next thing I want to talk to you about is eyeshadows. So this is really good for those kind of like beginners or people that are kind of interested in makeup but they're like, why do you have bright sparkly eyelids all the time? It's more for like the neutral stuff, and this is what I've been buying from Colourpop. They've got 3 vegan palettes that well, I haven't personally used them yet, but they look so good. So they've got 3 different ones. One is brown sugar, the other one is double entendre, and the other one is called I Think I Love You. All 3 of these beautiful neutral shades. Some have more shimmers in them, some have more mattes in them. They all suit all different skin types and all of them at the same time. So it really depends on the kind of look you want, but it's a really good cheap option to get for people that are into makeup or wanting to get into makeup without having to break the bank too much. You can also get the e.l.f. Cosmetics ones. I would probably recommend Summer Breeze. I've used this one so very much, and if you see me again on Instagram you'll see I've used it a lot. I love this, and I've been using it for quite a few months and it hasn't really gone down too much, which is surprising. I'm actually wearing this shade today along with this shade, and it's For $10, it's such a good palette. So it's a very, very good option if you're trying to save some dollars too. The final thing I want to raise is for those people that are like me and must wear makeup every day. Beauty blenders, guys. Like, this is what people need all the time. Have you ever come across a makeup channel talk about putting on their foundation without talking about using a beauty blender? These sponges are so good, but you also need to throw them out every 4 months at a minimum. So it's one of those items that will just go quickly, if you know what I mean. And it's something that as makeup purchasers we might be like, oh, it's just such a basic thing, but it's a useful thing and you need it. And Beauty Blender have come up with some really beautiful holiday designs at great prices. Like, they've got surprise packets, so you get a beauty blender and something else for the same price as a regular beauty blender. Again, none of this is sponsored. All of this is my opinion, and I've just been thinking about this for a while. So I was like, if I've been thinking about this for a while, I know that other people will have been. So don't forget, it's not about the amount of money that you spend on a person, it's about the intention and the thought that goes into it. So even if you can't buy them the most expensive thing, you can still buy them something that's useful or gift them something that is personal to them, that will help them on whatever journey that they want to go on. But all of this stuff is cruelty free, all of it is vegan. You don't need to sacrifice tradition in order to have a wonderful holiday season with the people that you love. So yeah, I really do hope that you found this useful. As I said before, everything is going to be listed and linked down below. Please do check that out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I come with new videos every week, and I've got a few more festive ones coming up for you as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I've got it on the screen at the end card and also linked down below too. And I'll see you again next week. Bye!